So I'm Katie Schiffgen. I'm teaching at 21st Yoga in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today we're going to focus on, well, this will be a power 1 and 2 class. We'll be focusing on hips and hamstrings. As far as props, I would highly encourage, if you do have 1 or 2 blocks at home, grab them and have them handy, ready to use. If you don't have them, you won't absolutely need them. You'll be fine. Yeah, and let's just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to have you guys start in child's pose today. So find your variation of child's pose. Knees can be together or knees can be apart. Hips back towards your heels, and then forehead rest down on your mat. If this feels uncomfortable for you, if it's too much flexion or bend for your knees or your hips, then you can keep your hips a little higher up in the air and walk your hands further forward. So just try to get to a place where you feel like you can give most or all of your weight to the ground. And feel the support of the earth that is always there, that holds you. And just feel into the space you are in. So the air around you, the energy around you. If you're at home, maybe you have your pets around you or your family around you. See if you can just notice all that without necessarily interacting with it or entertaining it. So just simply noticing and observing. Bring attention to your body and how you feel, how you are. Bring your awareness to your breath. And we'll start with 3 great, big, huge, deep breaths. So next time you inhale, fill up as big as you can. Hold at the very, very top, sipping a little bit more. And then exhale, open mouth sigh, let it go. Again, just like that, inhale, fill up. Hold at the top. See if you can relax and soften around your held breath. Exhale, sigh it out, release. And then one last time, biggest inhale you've taken all morning. Hold in fullness. Relax around your breath. And exhale, let it go. Now begin to cultivate your Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gently constrict the muscles in the back of your throat. And start to create that gentle whisper noise with your breath, that oceanic sound. And can you move every single inhale all the way down the length of your spine, the length of your back body, your front body, your side bodies? And every single exhale, can you take all the way to emptiness, all the way to the very, very bottom? So give yourself a moment here to find your breath, to connect to it, to kind of find your own internal rhythm. And then as you're ready, rise up to your hands and your knees and just start to explore intuitive movement on your own. So you can stick with Cow Undulation if that will best serve you. So inhale to lift the crown of your head and your tailbone, squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades and spread your front ribs. Exhale, curl in, round your spine, chin to chest, belly button pulls in and up, tailbone reaches towards the ground. So those 2 movements back and forth, or if you'd like to circle your hips, maybe even draw figure 8s with your hips. So start to stretch into your side bodies, your shoulders, just any movement that your body is calling for. And wherever you feel a little tight or stiff or maybe sore, move towards those places, move towards that sensation. Breathe into it. Give yourself about 3 more rounds, just exploring here. There's no right or wrong, so feel free to close your eyes if you'd like. Move with your breath. Check in and tune in with your body. And then when you feel complete with this movement, we'll meet back in our first downward facing dog of practice. So fingers spread nice and wide, hands at least shoulder width distance apart. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and lift your hips really, really high, down dog. So take a few breaths here. If you want, you can pedal out your heels. Maybe you even walk your feet out wide to the width of your mat and kind of transfer your weight on the diagonal. So press into your right hand and press back through your left heel as you shift your hips over to the left. And then you can switch sides, change it up. It might feel good to shake your head yes or no. So just start to really lengthen and stretch and create more space in your body. Use your big, deep breaths. So each time you inhale, think of moving your breath into all the little nooks and crannies, getting all the cobwebs out. And exhale to just soften, relax, release. Each time you exhale, see if you can feel your belly button draw in and up. And feel that connection to your center, your strength, your intrinsic strength. Take one more great big in-breath. Exhale, look forward, step, tiptoe, or light hop top of your yoga mat forward fold. Make sure all 10 toes face forward. I'd recommend feet about hips width distance apart or even a little bit wider here. And then grab opposite elbows for ragdoll pose. So bend your knees a little bit or a lot. Let your head be heavy. Let your neck relax completely. Maybe sway or swing a little bit from side to side or bob a little bit up and down. Try to bring your weight slightly forward so it's in the front half of your feet. And lift actively. Think of lifting your sit bones towards the sky. Take a couple more breaths and see if you can feel your breath move up your back body, up the length of your spine, and even visualize it moving down the backs of your legs. Next time you breathe in, find your halfway lift. You can bring your feet in a little closer if you want to. So lengthen, create lots of space even in between each vertebra. Exhale, fold. Do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Top of your head reaches forward. Tops of your thighs press back. Sit bones broaden and lift. Exhale, fold. And then this time, inhale, halfway lift. Bring your hands to your hips from the press of your feet. So press so firmly down into the soles of your feet. Slowly rise to stand. Lead with your heart. Think of pulling the tops of your glutes down towards your heels. Reach your arms to the sky. Pause here and breathe. So just feel what it feels like to find this full body stretch, to find as much length as you can. Notice what happens to your ribs. If you're like me, maybe your ribs come forward and you kind of arch your spine. Think of drawing your lowest ribs together and in. See if you can soften your face, unclench your jaw, reach through your fingertips like you're trying to touch the sky. Take one more big inhale, lengthen through your side bodies. And exhale, hands to heart center. Flow with your breath. Inhale, high mountain, grow tall. Exhale, heart guides you down slowly, forward fold. Bend your knees if you feel this in your low back. Halfway lift, breathe in. And exhale, let it go, forward fold. Root through your feet and rise. Tops of your glutes, pull down. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we'll do one more just like that. Inhale, high mountain, as tall as you can grow. Exhale, follow your breath down, slowly, no rush. With your inhalation, spine grows long. So how much length and space can you create? Exhale, refold. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Keep your right foot rooted. Step your left foot forward just about 12 inches and bring your left heel to the ground in front of you. Flex your left toes and then reach your butt back. So bend your right knee and think of reaching your butt way, way, way back. Hinge at your hips. Lead with your heart. Think of pressing the back of your left heel down and then energetically try to drag your heel back towards your body. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds. Keep reaching both sit bones back. And keep breathing all the way down the length of your spine and all the way down the length of your left leg. Flex your toes. Next time you breathe in, rise up, reach up, high mountain. Exhale, same thing, hands to hips, right foot forward. Back of your right heel on the ground, and then bend your left knee, reach your butt back, hinge at your hips. So think of leading with your heart, bringing your spine a little bit closer to parallel with the earth. Right toes are flexed back towards your shin. Press down through the back of your right heel and energetically try to drag your right heel back towards your body. About 3 more rounds. See if you can get your right quad, the front of your right thigh, to fire up and engage, and then lengthen through the back of your leg and breathe into that space. Take one last round. Inhale, back to center, arms to the sky, high mountain. Add a little back bend, cactus your arms as you exhale, lift your heart, open up. Keep a little tone through your low abdominals. Inhale, arms to the sky, stretch. Exhale, follow your breath down, forward fold. Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. This time plant your hands, step back to plank. So take just a moment, hold at the top of your push-up. So press the earth away, breathe into your back body, and pull your belly button in and up. So think of your hips, you want them level with your shoulders, and without lifting your hips, see if you can imagine a string pulling on your belly button, pulling it up towards the sky. So you really feel that lift coming from your center. Take one more big inhale and rock forward ever so slightly. So you're on your tiptoes. Exhale, lower halfway down. You can bring your knees down if you want to modify. Inhale, press back up, high plank. One more time, exhale, little rock forward, lower halfway. Try not to let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press back up. And exhale, one strong straight line, lower all the way down to your belly. Find a back bend variation of your choice and give yourself about 3 to 5 breaths just to be there. Feel the mobility in your spine, maybe stretch a little bit into your front body. And do this from side to side. And then when you feel complete with your back bend, no rush. We'll meet you back in downward facing dog. I'm just going to take a look at the comments and make sure nobody's telling me I'm sideways or they can't hear me. Okay. All right, a few deep breaths in down dog. So again, if you want to explore, pedal out your heels, shift your weight around, shake your head, yes or no. If you want to find stillness, just focus on the movement of your breath inside your body. That's perfect as well. If you want to turn it into a turbo dog, I always like to give that option. So the only thing that you change, you bend your elbows a lot and then squeeze them in towards one another. So your forearms are hovering just an inch or so above the ground. Keep lifting your sit bones really high and lengthening your spine. Keep breathing big. Everybody, one last big inhalation. Exhale, look forward, empty out, step or hop, forward fold. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale, fold it in. Root through your feet and rise to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky, lots of length. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, reach up, stretch. Add a little back bend, cactus your arms, open your heart, gaze up, exhale. Inhale, re-extend, arms reach. Exhale, follow your breath down, heart guides. Inhale, lift halfway, spine parallel to the horizon. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa on your own. So if you want to add a couple push-ups, if you want to take it on your knees or skip it all together, maybe you substitute cat-cows instead. Perfectly fine. We'll see you back in down dog. All right, you guys, from your dog pose, inhale, take your right leg high. So think of the longest, strongest straight line of energy from your fingertips through your spine all the way up to your right toes. See if you can really spread your right toes, maybe even lift up to the ball of your left foot. See if you can lift your left sit bone higher, lengthen your spine more. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, right knee to your nose. So curl in and round your spine. Keep your hips nice and high. Breathe in. And exhale, step your right foot to the top of your yoga mat, lunge. I'm going to turn this way so you can see where I'm going better. When you're ready, rise up to Crescent Lunge. Take a moment to settle in. Think of driving both feet into the ground and then energetically hug towards center line. So front heel pulls back, back toes pull forward. You feel your inner thighs engage. You feel your belly tone. Lift through your heart. Reach through your fingertips. Take one more great big in-breath. Exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bend your back knee. Think of pressing your arms back and your chest forward, but keep drawing your belly button towards your spine so low abdominals stay strong. Stay here, or option to work a back bend. So bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, lift your chest up towards your chin and think of taking your throat back. Press your elbows forward and up. Make sure you can breathe. One more round. Inhale, back to crescent, reach up. Exhale, hands to the ground. This is what I want you to be able to see. So start with a revolve lunge. Left hand roots down, right arm to the sky. Twist. Now from here, you're going to pivot your right toes out to the right side of your mat. Roll onto the outer edge of your back foot and reach your right arm towards the back of your mat. Let your hips dip down towards the ground. Horizon lunge. So if this bothers your left wrist, bring your left hand forward a little bit. Let it on your left shoulder, hike up towards your left ear. Keep pressing down with your left hand. Think of creating space underneath your left armpit. You should feel it in your outer right hip. Take a couple more rounds. Flex through both feet. And then listen here. This is going to be a variation on side plank. So as you inhale, press down with your left hand, press down through the outer edge of your left foot, lift your hips up, reach your right arm up. Hold here for a couple rounds. If you want, you can lower and lift a couple times. Keep pressing down with your left hand and try not to let your left shoulder move towards your ear. Take one more big inhale, lift your hips as high as you can, squeeze your inner thighs. As you exhale, low lunge. So bring your right hand to the ground, turn the face forward. Step your back foot in just a couple of feet for pyramid pose. So now you want to grab your blocks. If you don't have any, no big deal. Find a halfway lift, either hands on your blocks or hands on your hips if you don't have blocks. So just for fun, let's set this one up with a lot of awareness. So bring your feet onto two train tracks, two railroad. Straighten your front leg again by lifting your right sit bone up and pressing the top of your right thigh back. So think of trying to tilt the right side of your pelvis forward and then engage through your right quad. So it should feel just a little bit different. It should feel like you have lots of strength through the front of your leg, and then you're stretching through the back. If this feels like enough, stay here. Otherwise, keep that, what you've created in your right leg, and start to work your fold, bow over your right leg. Belly, ribs, then chest. And someday, forehead to your shin. Maybe in your next life. You want to actively work this pose. So if you have really tight hamstrings and you're actively working the pose, probably you'll feel just a little bit of shaking through your right leg. That's a good thing. It means you've met your edge. So be there and breathe into it. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds. Move up your spine and down the back of your right leg. Lifting your right foot bone up and pressing the top of your right thigh back. Good job, you guys. All right, from here, we'll move into standing splits. So fingertips on the ground, or you can use your blocks if you want. Walk your hands forward and float your left leg to the sky. Take this wherever you would like. So maybe you stay exactly where you're at and simply breathe. Maybe right arm behind right leg, hand behind ankle, forearm behind calf, elbow behind knee, and then you can press arm into leg, leg back into arm. Use that as leverage to dive deeper. If you can across often, or just if handstand is in your practice, maybe you play with it here. So bring your hands forward just enough so that you can get your palms on the ground. Lift up to your right tip pose, but do it from your core. So like there's a string pulling up on your belly button. Bend your right knee. Option to take little hops towards handstand. You don't have to be big. Just play with what it feels like to take your feet off the ground. Take about 2 more breaths wherever you're at. Left leg stays strong and powerful. Left foot stays active. Take 1 more inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. Left foot comes down next to right. Maybe give your right leg a little shake out. Maybe pedal out your heels. Move your hips from side to side. Find your breath. Slow it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, rise. Inhale, take your arms to the sky. Now pause here. Left foot is going to be your foundation. So visualize with your mind's eye all of your weight coming into your left foot. Float your right knee up. Flex your right toes. And then sit back. Figure 4, one-legged chair, hands to heart. So think of reaching both sit bones way back. Weight in your left heel. Tone your low abdominals. Find a little lift in your heart. Breathe. Keep your right toes flexed towards your shin. Press your outer ankle firmly into the top of your thigh. And even think of energetically pulling your right knee to the right. A couple more rounds of breath. Breathe into your outer right hip. Next time you inhale, standing staff. So arms to the sky, right knee lifts. Maybe you extend your right leg forward. Exhale, right foot comes down and dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, move through your vinyasa or choose to skip it. Move with awareness. All right, inhale, left leg high. So huge, long line of energy from your fingertips, through your arms, through your spine, all the way up to your left toes. See if you can lift your right sit bone higher, hug in with your inner thighs, and use the strength there to grow your left leg even longer. 1 more big inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose, round and curl in. Stay here as you breathe in, press the earth away. Puff up into your back body. Exhale, step your left foot through top of your yoga mat. rise up to crescent in your own time. So take just a moment, settle in, find stability through your legs. Front heel pulls back, back toes pull forward. Low abdominals are toned, chest is lifted, and your weight is nice and centered. Take one more big inhale to reach up high, perhaps spread your fingers. Exhale, turbo lunge. So cactus your arms, bend your back knee. Try to pull your back thigh energetically forward. Stay here, press your arms back, chest forward, but low abdominals stay strong. Option to bring in a back bend. Bottom tips of shoulder blades squeeze, lift your heart, open up. Make sure you can breathe. Next, inhale, arms to the sky, crescent. Exhale, hands to the ground. Start with your revolve lunge. So right hand roots down, left arm reaches up. Twist. Think of pulling your left hip back, but keep your left knee and shin hugging towards your right armpit. Twist from your center. And then here's that funky horizon lunge. So spin your left toes slightly out to the left, so towards the left side of your mat. Pivot onto the outer edge of your back foot and let your hips move towards the ground. Reach your left arm towards the back of your mat. Again, try not to sink into your right shoulder. So keep pressing your right hand down and try to keep space between your right ear and your right shoulder. Feet are active, toes are flexed. You might feel it in your right side body, your left hip. Will feel a little different for everybody. Take one more big, huge breath. Keep your feet as they are, but next time you inhale, just lift your hips up and squeeze your inner thighs. Reach your left arm to the sky. So just like you're doing a side plank variation. If you want, a couple times you can lift and lower your hips. Stay strong through your right shoulder. Next time you inhale, lift your hips as high as you can. Squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, low lunge. So spin your toes to face forward, bring your left hand down. Pyramid pose. So right foot steps forward about a foot or so. Your feet flat. All 10 toes face directly towards the top of your mat. Your feet are on 2 railroad tracks. Find your spinal extension, halfway lift. Hands on blocks or hands to your hips. Now, just for fun, bend your front knee a lot. Keep some weight in your back foot. Now slowly re-straighten your front leg by lifting your left sit bones up, 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 and press the top of your left thigh back, 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 back. So you're actively working to straighten your leg. Again, if you're like me and you have tight hamstrings, you should feel just that little tremble. One of my teachers used to call it the sacred tremble. It's a good thing. And then if you want to take it further, whenever you're ready, begin your fold. You've got about 3 more breaths. Each time you exhale, pull your belly button in and up and see if you can dive a little deeper, fold a little further. Take your last round with your exhale, fold, and then standing splits. Crawl your hands forward, put your back leg up. Take it wherever you want. Left arm behind left leg, both arms behind left leg. Walk your hands forward. Play with lifting up to your left tiptoes, or maybe floating your left foot off the ground, just playing with handstand. And if you literally lift up just a millimeter, kick up just a millimeter off the ground, that's perfect. That's where you start. I think 90% of it is mental. Take about 2 more breaths. Right leg straight and strong. Right foot active. One last inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. You can give your left leg a little shake out. Walk it out, pedal it out. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet and rise. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Pause here. Right foot is your foundation. Left knee floats up, standing staff. Flex your toes back. Figure 4, outer left ankle, top of your right thigh. Hinge at your hips and reach both sit bones back, hands to heart. So rather than hinging way forward and rounding your spine, try to keep a little lift through your chest. Tone through your low belly. Left toes stay flexed towards your shin. Press down through your outer left ankle and energetically pull your left knee to the left. It doesn't actually move. It's an energetic movement. Breathe. Next inhalation, standing staff. Reach up, left knee lifts, maybe left leg extends. Exhale, set your left foot down. Slowly dive down, forward fold. Exhale, plant your hands, step or light hop back, chaturanga. Lift your heart as you breathe in, shoulders back and down. And exhale, takes you back, downward facing dog. Take just a moment, pedal out your heels, stretch into your dog pose. And feel, even now, does this downward facing dog feel just a little bit different than the very first one you took at the very beginning of class? Is there a little more space? Is it a little easier to breathe big and deep? Fire up your breath. Take one more inhale. Exhale, look forward, empty out, step or forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow, fold. Root to rise all the way up. Inhale, stretch tall. And exhale, hands to heart. Breath to movement, moving meditation. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms, lift your heart, open up. Inhale, re-extend arms to the sky. And exhale, heart guides you all the way down, forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back. Try to keep that exhale going, lower down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, your right leg high. Exhale, use your core strength, right foot steps through. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Exhale, turbo lunge, option to back bend if you would like. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, revolve lunge, right arm to the sky. Pivot your right toes out, horizon lunge. So onto the outer edge of your back foot as you reach back, let your hips drop. Inhale, lift your hips. Variation on side plank, reach up. Squeeze your inner thighs. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, pyramid pose, halfway lift. Spine long, legs long. Exhale, fold, bow, leg. Forehead towards your shin, empty. Yeah. Inhale, standing splits. Maybe you take one hop. And exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet, rise up. Inhale, arms to the sky and right knee floats up. Exhale, figure 4, hands to heart. Sit back, reach your butt back, get low. Inhale, standing staff. Maybe extend your right leg forward. Exhale, right foot to the ground, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, pathway. Exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back. Take your vinyasa or we'll see you in down dog. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hips lift. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps through. Rise with your in-breath, crescent. Exhale, turbo lunge. Inhale, back through center. Neutralize your spine. Straighten your back leg. Exhale, hands to the ground. Start with revolve lunge. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Left toes pivot out. Outer edge of back foot. Horizon lunge. Reach back. Let your hips drop. Inhale. Variation on side plank. So lift your hips. Squeeze your inner thighs. Reach your left arm high. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, pyramid pose. Halfway lift. Exhale, bow over your front leg. Empty out. Belly button dragging them up. Inhale, standing splits. Take one hop towards handstand if you want. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift with your in-breath. Exhale, bow. Root through your feet, rise to stand. Inhale, arms to the sky. Left knee lifts. Exhale, figure four, sit back. Hands to heart, butt reaches back. Inhale, standing staff. Maybe extend your left leg forward. Exhale, left foot down, dive down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your vinyasa or skip it. We'll see you in down dog. So reconnect to your breath, reconnect to your body. We're gonna take one more round through all of that. You know it now, you're more familiar with it. So see if you can make it a moving meditation and make each pose really big, really exaggerated. So rather than just moving through the poses, use your big deep breaths and hit every single pose. Get everything you can out of it for that one breath you're there. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, look forward, empty out, step or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. How much length can you create? Exhale, bow. Feet root down, rise up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart, and here we go. Last round. Follow your breath. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms. Work your back bend. Open up. Inhale, re-extend arms to the sky. And slow swan dive down. Bend your knees a little or a lot as you dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Keep that exhale going, chaturanga. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, take it back, down dog. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right foot steps through. Crescent lunge with your in-breath. Turbo lunge with your out-breath. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, slowly, hands to the earth. Inhale, revolve lunge, right arm reaches up. Exhale, horizon lunge, pivot onto the outer edge of your back foot, right toes point towards the right side of your mat. Inhale, lift your hips, squeeze your inner thighs, reach up. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, pyramid pose, halfway lift, lots of length. Exhale, fold, work your fold with your exhalation. Belly button draws in and up. Inhale, standing splits, left leg to the sky, spread your toes, hop if you want. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Root through your feet, rise. Inhale, arms to the sky, right knee floats up, flex your toes. Exhale, figure four, hands to heart, sit low. Inhale, standing staff, extend your right leg forward if you want. Exhale, right foot down, follow your breath down. Halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, down dog. You're almost there. Inhale, left leg high, toes spread. Use your core, soft as you can, step through, exhale. Inhale, crescent, reach up. Exhale, turbo lunge, maybe back bend. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, hands come down. Start with your revolve lunge. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, horizon lunge. Left toes to the left. Pivot onto the outer edge of your back foot. Reach back, hips towards the ground. Inhale, hips lift really high. Variation on side plank. Reach up. Exhale, low lunge. Spin forward. Halfway lift. Pyramid pose. Breathe in. Exhale, drape your torso over your front leg and be out. Inhale, standing splits. Hop if you want. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, bow. Root through your feet, rise. Inhale, float your left knee up as you reach up. Flex your toes. Exhale, figure four. Sit back, get low. Inhale, standing staff. Option to extend your left leg forward. Exhale, left foot down, dive down. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, chaturanga. Last time here. Inhale, heart lifts. Your choice, down dog, child's pose, or hero's pose. Or really just any resting position of your choice. Now would be a great time to grab a drink. Take a moment and just tune in. Notice how you feel, how your body feels, how your hips feel, your hamstrings, just your legs in general. Slow down your breath. And then in your next couple of rounds, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. I'm going to spin the other way so that you can see me better when we get to where we're going. So from down dog, inhale your right leg high. Exhale, peel your right hip open, bend your right knee. You can stay here, or if it would feel good to you, option to flip your dog. Right tiptoes, step down behind you. Lift your right arm and reach it forward. Rotate your heart towards the sky and reach your heart way forward. Lift, 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 open, open, open. Take one more big breath. Come back to your three-legged down dog. Everybody extend your right leg to the sky. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. Now listen here. Exhale, right knee to your right elbow. Swing your right shin forward and lower down into your pigeon pose. So think right knee a little bit wider than your right hip. Hug towards midline. So front hip pulls back, back hip pulls forward. Keep your back toes tucked under and see if you can lift your hands off the ground and keep that little lift through your hips, through your center. So it should feel relatively hard. I shake a little bit. You don't want to plop down into it, especially if you're a woman with really open hips. You don't want your belly to just let go, so tone your low belly, hug towards midline. You can stay upright for as long as you want. When you're ready, bow forward. If you would rather take this pose on your back, supine pigeon, that's perfectly fine. You've got about 5 to 7 breaths. Breathe down into your outer right hip. Use your exhales to relax more, to let go, to give in. Last 3 rounds here. Feel free to exhale out your mouth if you want. And then slowly start to lift your upper body. Listen carefully here, you guys. So you're gonna sit just nice and easy over onto your right sit bone. Right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat, and then left shin parallel to the left edge of your mat. So you have two 90-degree angles in your legs. Feet are flexed and active. Turn your torso, turn your chest to face towards your front foot, your right foot. Sit up really, really tall. Big inhale. And then exhale, think sternum towards your right heel. So hinge at your hips, lengthen your spine. So you're not rounding and leaning back. You're leading with your heart, leaning forward. Think sternum towards your heel, nose towards your toe. If you want more, and this is just an option, don't do it if it doesn't benefit you, if it doesn't serve you. Option to bring your right elbow to the sole of your right foot, and then hands to prayer. You can use the leverage, press your elbow into your foot back into your elbow, twist, and you'll feel that stretch in your right hip a lot as well. Breathe. Three more rounds. All right, end of your next exhale, lift your torso back upright. Keep your legs as they are, but just spin to face directly forward. Before we move, I want to bring your awareness to this muscle on the outside of your left hip called your medial glute. So all you're going to do to feel that muscle, flex your left toes, keep your left knee down, and see if you can lift your left foot up. Do that a few times. Try not to lean forward. Maybe bring your hands to your heart. So left toe stay flexed. Lift your left foot up as high as you can and just set it back down. So each time you lift, you should feel that muscle in the outside of your left hip fire. It's the most underdeveloped, underused muscle in our lower body. Do about 5 to 7 rounds. Lift and lower, flex your toes, try not to lean forward. And then we're going to stretch that muscle. So set your left foot down, swing your left leg around so you're seated facing the front of your mat. Bring your left knee in towards your chest, extend your right leg straight forward, flex your feet. Bring your left foot to the outside of your right thigh, hug your knee in and sit up really, really tall. Take a big, huge inhale. Exhale, twist. So either right elbow to the outside of your left knee, or you can wrap your right arm around your left knee, then left hand back behind you. See if you can hug in towards midline. So squeeze with your inner thighs, and then twist, twist, twist. Maybe gaze back over your left shoulder. Try to stay tall through your spine. If it's helpful, bring a block underneath your left hand. One more huge breath. Use your exhale to twist to your edge. End of your exhale, unwind just your upper body. Bring your hands over to your right side. Take a little bow. So just let your spine round. Crown of your head towards the ground. Breathe down into your low back. Should feel good. And then lift your upper body. Bring the sole of your left foot to your right inner thigh like you're doing tree pose. So try to square your hips as much as you can forward towards your extended leg. Flex through your right toes. Press down through the back of your heel. Bring your fingertips back behind you first and then lift your heart. If this feels really difficult to sit here with a nice tall spine, then stay here. Otherwise, arms to the sky. Keep your chest lifted. Breathe in. Lead with your heart, hinge at your hip, slowly dive down. So think of reaching your butt back as you reach forward, and eventually let your hands grab wherever they can reach. Think nose towards your knee, forehead towards your shin, but stay long through your low spine. Breathe. Keep pulling your right foot down towards the back of your
Keep your right foot flexed. Keep pressing your left foot into your right leg back into your left foot. Take one last big breath.
End of your next exhale, roll up through your spine. Bring your left hand to the ground behind you, fingertips face back, and then press into your left hand. Lift your hips. As you lift your hips, root down through your right foot. Reach your right arm back. Keep it as a side body stretch or turn it into a modified wild thing. Turn your heart to the sky. Let's take a great big inhale. If you're familiar with lion's breath, big exhale, stick out your tongue, cross your eyes. Do that one more time. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, stick out your tongue, cross your eyes. Good, and release. All right, we'll meet back in down dog, so you can get there however you want. Option to find boat pose for a couple breaths or so. And then from boat, you'll cross your ankles, rock forward, plant your hands, maybe jump back to chaturanga with bent elbows, or you can just step back. Move through a vinyasa. We'll see you back in down dog. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, open your left hip, bend your left knee. Stay right here and work this pose, or option to flip your dog. Find your three-legged back bend. So left toe step down, left arm lifts. See if you can rotate your heart towards the sky. Reach your heart forward. Try to get all the flexion, all the bend out of your hips. So press your hips up. Keep a tone through your low belly. Breathe down into your belly one last round. End of your exhale, three-legged down dog. Everybody extend your left leg high. Breathe in. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Little twist. Use your obliques. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left to left. Swing your left shin forward. Gently set your body down, pigeon. So take a moment, set yourself up. Left knee is wider than your left hip rather than in line with your left hip. And rather than just sinking into it, especially if you're a woman, letting your belly come forward and kind of just exploiting your flexibility or your hypermobility, think of pulling left hip back, right hip forward, and toning through your low belly. So find that muscle energy to support the pose. You can stay upright and work upright for as long as you want. When you're ready, humble pigeon, bow forward. You've got about 5 to 7 breaths. Last couple rounds, you can exhale out your mouth. And then slowly lift your upper body. Carefully sit over onto your left sit bone. Find your two 90-degree angles. So left shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. Right shin parallel to the right edge of your mat. Feet flexed. Turn your torso towards your left heel. This side is a lot harder for me, so you might find something similar with you. Maybe not. Think sternum towards your left heel and nose towards your left toe. So lengthen your spine. It might look like just a slight tilt forward for you, or you might be able to get your sternum pretty close to your heel. If it is available to you, and only if it feels beneficial, left elbow to the sole of your left foot, hands to prayer, press your palms together and twist. You can use that as leverage to deepen the stretch in your outer left hip as well. Keep your feet flexed, keep breathing.
soften your face. See if you can find a balance of effort and ease, softness and strength. 2 more rounds. Slowly unwind your
torso. Turn to face the front of your mat. Sit up as tall as you can, hands to heart. Flex through your feet, and then see if you can just keep your right knee down, but start to lift your right foot off the ground. So your entire right foot lifts. Try not to lean forward. Do that about 5 to 7 times, slowly with control. Keep the flex in your right foot. If you get a Charlie horse in your right leg, that's perfectly normal. You can straighten it out, shake it out. Again, this is the most underdeveloped, underused muscle in your lower body. So start to bring some awareness into that space. It'll help so much in your practice. It'll help with your balance. It'll help with your handstands. It'll help with everything. All right, take 1 or 2 more rounds. And then set your right foot down and swing your right leg forward. You can give both legs a little shake out if you want to. Left leg extended, right knee towards your chest. Flex your feet. Hug your knee in, get really tall through your spine. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left thigh. Again, hug your knee in, sit up really, really tall. And then work into your twist. So either left elbow outside of right thigh or left arm wraps around your right knee, right hand back behind you. If it's helpful, bring a block underneath your right hand so you don't have to lean back. Maybe gaze back over your right shoulder. Breathe. Think big Buddha belly breaths. See if you can pull your right shoulder down away from your right ear. Take one last round. Work your twist as you exhale. End of your exhale, unwind just your upper body. Bring your hands over to your left side. And then take your little bow, your little counter twist. Round your spine, crown of your head towards the ground. I like to kind of press my hands down and twist slightly to the back of the room or towards the back of my mat. Breathe down into your mid and low back. And then lift back up. Sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh. Square your hips forward as much as you're able to. Flex your left toes. Press down through the back of your left heel. Fingertips back behind you. Lift your heart up. This can be where you stay. If this feels really difficult to just sit up tall, this is where you stay. Otherwise, arms reach up. Big inhale, lead with your foot. Hinge at your hips. Slowly dive down. As you dive, try to reach your butt back. Eventually, hands come down to ground whenever you can reach. Think forehead towards your shin. Low back long. Left butt cheek pulls back. Sole of your foot presses into your leg back into the sole of your foot. Breathe. Get your left quad to engage in fire. Take 2 more rounds. See if you can dive just a little deeper, fold just a little further. So actively work the pose. And then the next exhale, roll up slowly. Head comes up last. Right hand back behind you, fingertips face back, spread them wide. And then press into your right hand, lift your hips. Root down through your left foot and reach your left arm back. Side body stretch or modified wild thing, up to you. 2 rounds of lion's breath, so big inhale. Exhale, stick out your tongue, cross your eyes. Let it out again. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, lion's. Good. Slowly sit them to the ground. Both legs forward, shake them out. Ease your way down onto your back. Hug your knees in, rock gently from side to side. Supine spinal twist of your choice, knees fall over to the right. So you can either just let both knees fall to the right, or if there's a different variation you want to take it. About 4 or 5 rounds. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. Breathe down into your belly. And then in your next couple of breaths, switch to the other side. Take a moment in between sides to neutralize your pelvis, neutralize your spine. So either little rock from side to side or great big squeeze. Hug your knees in, maybe lift your head up, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then legs over to the left when you're ready. I wish we had more time and I could get even more into the hips and hamstrings, but for now, this will have to do. Hopefully you'll feel it tomorrow and you'll thank me. No rush, but when you feel even on both sides, come back to center and find a happy baby pose. So knees on the outsides of your ribs, soles of your feet face the sky. Flex your toes, especially your pinky toes. Try to neutralize your spine rather than rounding. If your spine rounds, you can't get it neutral, that's okay, but just have the intention. Try to create the action. Maybe a little rock, maybe a little exploration. If there are any more poses or stretches or movements that you would like to take to finish off your own practice, give yourself about 5 to 10 breaths to do so. And then eventually begin settling into your final relaxation. No rush.
So you can take the traditional corpse pose.
You can take seated meditation. If there's another position that will better serve you, you're welcome to take it. If you do have blocks or a blanket, you might bring your blanket underneath your knees. I like to take my blocks lengthwise underneath my hamstring sometimes. Kind of gives you the sensation of floating on a floaty in a pool outside. It's always nice to think about that during the winter when we're freezing cold. Imagine it. And just as you're ready, allow your breath to become effortless, your body to let go, let your muscles soften away from the bones, let your face soften. If you would like, you can take one last great big falling out breath. And then just allow yourself to rest, to simply be the observer. Let go of the illusion of control. And allow yourself to just be. Shavasana. Slowly begin to wiggle through fingers, toes. Just bring gentle movements back into your body. And as you feel ready, roll onto either side, fetal position. Take a breath or two there. And breathe into your back body. And then use your arms to guide yourself up into it. Sit up nice and tall, eyes closed and hands gathered at your heart center. Notice how you feel, notice how you are. Do you feel maybe perhaps just a little more grounded, a little more connected? Bow your head to your heart and acknowledge yourself for taking time out of your day to slow down, to tune in, and to practice, to be more present. I thank you guys so much for letting me guide you, for tuning in. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.